Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're still in conversation with Carol Bauer. She is from the Peace Centre, South Africa, who says corporal punishment is one of the key contributors of the high levels of violence in South Africa. Welcome back, Carol. Thank you so much for staying with us. I want to engage you on what the difference is between assault and mild spanking.
Certainly. Can I just clarify something quickly first? Forza claims to have used a social science research in formulating their position and their submission to the Constitutional Court. I've been working in this field for more than a couple of decades, and I'm very aware of all the research that's out there. The research upon which Forza relies is undertaken by, in particular, two people called Lazarly and Gunno. Both of them have, the research undertaken by both of them has been highly criticized and discredited. It's based on small samples, it is statistically unsound, it's largely invalid and unreliable. The research we rely on the other hand, is from a large and growing group of highly reputable and respected social scientists. So I just wanted to make that clarification. What is the difference between assault and a mild spanking? Well, think about it this way. If you and I were sitting in a coffee shop and you said something which I disagreed with, and I leaned across the table and slapped you in the face, how would you define that? I don't have to break bones, I don't have to draw blood, frankly I don't even have to hurt you. All I have to do is assault you, and that is an assault. You could go immediately to the nearest police station and lay charges. Whether or not a prosecution would ensue is an entirely different issue and would be up to the National Prosecuting Authority. But I have broken the law by slapping you in the face, unless you happen to be my child, in which case I can do it with impunity. How does that make sense? Children are smaller and weaker and more vulnerable than adults. They deserve more protection than adults, not less. And currently, our common law allows parents who assault their children, even when it's just one little mild, so-called little mild smack, it allows parents who are actually accused of assault to bring in something called the defense of reasonable chastisement, which basically means that every person in this country is protected from all forms of violence, no matter how mild, from whatever source, unless the violence is perpetrated, no matter how mild, by a parent against their child, in which case it's fine. Now, South Africa doesn't only have a very high rate of violence of all kinds, we also have double the child homicide rate. And that is relevant in the corporal punishment debate, because one thing we know for sure, those little smacks, those reasonable and moderate smacks and slaps and spankings that Forza advocates should be allowed.
All right, Carol, thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we don't have much time, but then we do appreciate you coming through. Yeah, we appreciate your time, Carol. Thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we don't have all day to continue this conversation, but then we appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, that was Carol Bauer. She is from the Peace Centre, South Africa, who says that corporal punishment is one of the key contributors of the high levels of violence in South Africa. And earlier on, we were joined on the line by Danielle Ellerbeck from 4SA, who says that the organization opposes any forms of violence on children. All right.